How's it going, kiddos? Handsome Jack Boy here, bringing you guys the 5th episode of my Borderlands, the Abandoned Badlands Pearlescent Weapons Guide. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the Blood. The Blood is a Hyperion shotgun, and the prefix for mine is ZPR43C Crimson Blood. The prefix for you guys might change. Now, as you can see there in the red text, it says, "It spills tonight." That means that the Blood shoots 7 projectiles, has plus 18% damage, has in parentheses here over Hyperion Material 3 to a total of 28% damage. It also has minus 10% accuracy, plus 20% rate of fire, plus 2 mag size, plus 100% critical hit damage, and plus 200% melee damage. Now, to get yourself this Pearlescent, or really any Pearlescent that comes from the Abandoned Badlands, this is assuming that you have the Abandoned Badlands, or at least know to an extent what I'm talking about. If you guys are confused as to what the Abandoned Badlands is, I do have a Let's Play on my channel where I go through it, but it's basically a custom DLC for the PC version of Borderlands 1, just to kind of sum it up. It includes custom legendaries and pearls, and this is one of those pearls that you can get within the DLC. But to get yourself this particular Pearlescent, or like I said, any other Pearlescent, this also includes the legendaries, you just have to hope that you find it. You can get this thing from a chest, from an enemy, a boss, what have you, within the DLC. There is a boss you can farm called Bubba, which has an increased chance to drop Pearlescents and legendaries. Which is how that's how I recommend farming for this thing. The Pearlescents that you get, though, are going to be random. I have gotten vanilla pearls from this boss, so you might get screwed over a few times unless you're looking for, vanilla pearls. Then that's cool. But I obviously, when I'm farming Bubba, I'm farming for custom pearls, not vanilla pearls. So it's kind of disappointing when he drops vanilla pearls. But anyways, without further ado, let's kind of go over the weapon now. One thing I forgot to mention is that this thing can spawn with a butcher barrel, making it a hybrid weapon. Yes, you heard me right, a hybrid weapon. The butcher, by the way, is a legendary from the vanilla game, a shotgun that shoots in bursts. As you can see, mine shoots in bursts. I think mine spawned as a hybrid. I'm not entirely sure, though. This thing actually might always spawn as a hybrid. I could be wrong on the wiki page here. It just says can spawn with the butcher barrel. So mine, I'm pretty sure, spawn with it just because it has burst fire. It might always be burst fire. Who knows? But if you guys don't know what a hybrid is, it's basically when a unique legendary or pearlescent spawns with another unique legendary or pearlescent accessory. Most of the time, it's when a unique spawns with a legendary accessory, but in this case, we have a Pearlescent that spawns with a legendary accessory. It can work in all sorts of ways, especially when it comes to custom weapons. Sometimes it's kind of mind-blowing with what mixes with what. So, anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about what I think about this weapon. It is a really good shotgun. Like, it's a lot of fun to use. I was actually a pretty big fan of the Butcher. It feels just like the Butcher with the burst fire. And the damage output is, as you can see, it just is crazy. I definitely feel like this gun is overpowered, but that's fine because it's a Pearlescent. It is a Pearlescent. Pearlescents, I feel, should be overpowered. Not too overpowered, like game-breaking overpowered, but enough to make it deserve to be called a Pearlescent. Pearlescents need to be the best weapons in the game. Like, this is a whole nother video. I could go on and on about this. But to kind of keep things simple, it stays within the overpowered boundaries and doesn't go beyond that, at least in my opinion. Some of you may look at this and be like, what are you talking about? Like, this gun is just tearing through guys, but you gotta remember, it is a Pearlescent for a reason. It's gotta live up to being called a Pearlescent. Unlike the Borderlands 2 Pearlescents, yeah. That's a whole nother video, though. That's a whole nother video. I'm not saying that all of the Borderlands 2 Pearlescents are like this, but I'd say a lot of them are. Anyways, so another thing I really love is the, critical hit damage boost. If you can get headshots, you are just going to do a lot more damage, so definitely aim for the head with this thing. That was something that I wasn't doing a whole lot of here. For some reason, I kind of forgot that it had that critical hit damage boost as I was recording this. I don't know why. And another thing is the melee damage, plus 200% melee damage. If you're playing as Mordecai and you've got the what was it, the lethal strike skill, and you go around like hacking guys up with this thing like that, oh my god, I really want to try that now. I really want to try that. But to kind of sum up what I think, the footage is actually running out, by the way. That's why I'm kind of rushing through this. It's an amazing shotgun. It's an amazing shotgun. If the footage doesn't show that, you probably already kind of got that idea from the get-go. As soon as I killed a couple dudes with this thing, you're probably like, what in the world? Like, I gotta get my hands on this gun. I don't think I need to say anything more. Pretty sure you guys have heard enough and seen enough of this gun to know my thoughts on it. So anyways, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'm out of here. Peace!